A lovely good afternoon. Time now for the news at 12. Let's look at the top stories. LUSAKA man bathing his 60-year-old bedridden mother. APP leader MWENYA charges that the UPND has become unpopular due to bad policies. In international headlines, at least 3 suspected robbers killed following shootout with police in South Africa. And in sports, under-20 boys off to Abuja. We have the details shortly.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chol. We're from Cho's Fitness Gym. We're a fully functional gym located along Twin Palm Road in Kablonga, right by Cheshire Homes Society of Zambia. So we have various classes that happen from Monday to Friday. We have aerobics, we have boot camp, we have step aerobics, we have spinning, we have kettlebell classes. They happen from 18 to 19 hours every day, and we are open from 06 until 20 hours. That's Monday to Friday. Then Saturdays 6 to 12, and then Sundays we are closed. And most public holidays we are open 6 to 12.
My name is Louisiana Lupumbwe. Let's look at the details. A 60-year-old woman of Mtendere Section D compound in Lusaka's Munali constituency, Mwanitengela Banda, who suffered a stroke and is bedridden, is being bathed by her 31-year-old son after allegedly being abandoned by her 2 female daughters. Concerned neighbors who alerted Camnet News narrates that the woman rents out part of a house but states that her 2 daughters only come to collect the rentals while locking her in the house and going out to drink beer with the money. Her son David Zulu, who is her caregiver, states that he spends all day looking after his mother, who often needs a change of diapers as she cannot walk, leaving him with no time to work and only depends on handouts to fend for his mother. We have details by Zipporah Mshala.
In what is regarded as African taboo, a 31-year-old man of Lusaka's Mtendere Section D compound has been left with no option but to bath and change diapers of his 60-year-old mother, who suffered stroke and is bedridden. According to neighbors, Mwanitengela Banda has 3 grown children, 2 females and 1 male, but report that the females have abandoned her, leaving her in the care of her son. While the woman should be able to enjoy rentals from the flat that she owns as she has 3 tenants, the neighbors state that her 2 female children always show up to get the rentals, lock their mother in the house, and go out to drink beer. The old woman, who can hardly talk, has narrated her plight. Her son David Zulu has also spoken on the matter.
So nangu apeza bwira chwa bwira drink na abantu mwa bwira nangu mwani muti ngarako chimwana mwao ndicho changena kuchimwana mwao basi
ndrama za nyumba
wakatenga ndrama za nyumba kutoa tandizile kwa wakulibe ndrama vendo mbisa mushi chaba zimuna wao tetanizile wa mai kulibe. So
this is a case that has left everyone in the community broken, leaving them in tears.
Ichichena mwandi ni chaleto bulanda ulo chalete chansoni sana uyu mwana omunono mwambi imiti chukula fuma muri diaper banyina bali fwala imiti tilefuma na mfwamu obubi mwandini ngachali ni nebo paku chitafidi ale chitawuli omwana awo lyo mwana tetendo mutendo tatule fwaya bakese ikatapanda lama echo tulelomba ba MP ba kansela bali uyu mwana omwaume balole shape tabomba awaya fye ale yakulya kuma market kula mukula lombelele ifi yakuleta kwati banina bese baliye
then wakatenga ndrama za renti beva ende chekumwira muwa na kondolesa zimuna babo maisiza banakanza paliwa mayara bana boipa mtima Neventinga kambi kusitikondo nawo banawo mwana mwamuna ndakwanisa usunga amayi bake nowakulira pokuja kangwa nondosakira ndrama kuno bwino kasakira ndrama kwapikira amayi bake kubadisa
baja bana banakambatiza tenga bamayi bana bajasi bana batenge bamayi kuchoka mu 2016 mpaka inti unawo abamayi bakalipotengeyo pamene ninalizi bankani futi anani ona munyamata anizi banobwero nigwirira kwanja. That's why nabwera futi kupempula amayi aba ndiye pamene tinapeza amayi balira na munyamata ambakulira titi ya imusalire. That's why munaona kuti kapena tingatandiziweko na imwe ba media kuti kapena baunguneko nkani abana baleke kutenga drama pano.
The neighbors add that the woman depends on wrappers, locally known as shitenge material, which she uses as diapers, stating that she cannot afford diapers, leaving the mattress drenched with worms beneath it. They add that she too has worms coming out of her body due to being drenched in her urine and fecal matter.
Tupempa kuna we mpiwa mbosha, tuwafu anipankani ya bamaya. Mashu inko ituwa president, please. Na wa MP. Please, mafutu haya. Kwa mfisha wa MP wa mbosha. Mafuta hao. Na wachiwe. Uwe shepa. Bonzi toka kumanikuna.
Tera hivi yazo. So beto wanabeni wanabuzi. Ngorevua wanabika moba. Ndio kwa tuweka refini. Kutia wale chulira. Wale chula sana. Barabara sana bene mwezo wafu ni mufu.
Kuna na wale shepo palidi diashi.
Era wa polisi. Ili ashifituka na bena paishi. Beta bonzo wale kusendendera beto wakula sendendera mabina.
They state that this is a matter that requires urgent intervention, calling on concerned stakeholders to offer help to the old woman. Zipora Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Advocates for People's Prosperity President MWENYA has charged that the United Party for National Development government has become unpopular within a year of being in office for allegedly failing to alleviate people's suffering. Mr. Musenge charges that the majority citizens are talking bad about the UPND government for bad economic decisions. Mr. Musenge says it is unthinkable that a government claiming to care for its people would fail to control the price of staple food, reduce the cost of fuel and electricity tariffs. He says that the UPND has demonstrated that it was not ready to govern the country despite spending 23 years in opposition. We have details in this report.
In recent weeks, the country had been hit with a cosmetic fuel shortage allegedly engineered by oil marketing companies in anticipation of higher fuel prices, and their intelligence was accurate as the Energy Regulation Board, ERB, adjusted upwards the fuel pump price by about 2 kwacha 50 ngwe, a move that has annoyed many Zambians who have been lamenting about the high commodity prices, especially mini meal, power cuts, and the depreciation of the kwacha, thus forming a conjunction of economic worries. President Hakainde Hichilema, when he took over office, did acknowledge that rebuilding the economy was not going to be easy and that he was ready to make the tough decisions. But advocates for People's Prosperity President MWENYA Musenge believes that the United Party for National Development government has become unpopular for allegedly failing to alleviate the problems affecting many Zambians.
Our colleagues, the UPND in government, have become so unpopular in less than 1 year, 6 months. And there's literally nobody that is saying anything good about them. When you look at the increase of fuel, it is, stressing the community, those the motorists, and not only the motorists, also those who are in production. And we are talking at 30 kwacha, close to 30 kwacha. When our colleagues came into government, they were promised that the price of fuel was going to reduce, the price of minimum was going to reduce, even the dollar was going to come down.
But UPND Lusaka Province Deputy Youth Spokesperson Phineas Pumulo does not agree with Mr. Musenge's view, saying President Hichilema and his administration are doing everything possible to make the economy better.
Moved in and we have made sure that the price of minimum, it is now slowly being stabilized. Those who are claiming that the new joint government have not done enough, I think, it's politics as usual, but reality must be told.
every rain season, even in previous administrations, every rain season we find that the commodity of rice, the commodity of meal, it always skyrockets during the rain season. But the government have moved in, they have made sure that they have offloaded maize and they have given the millers so that they stabilize the price of meal commodity.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
In our international news, at least 3 suspected robbers have been killed and 2 others critically wounded during a high-speed chase and shootout with police on the 21-hour highway in Ekurhuleni, South Africa. It is alleged that the suspects had committed a robbery near a shopping mall in Springs. Here's a roundup of international news.
It was at this mall that you see behind me where suspects stormed the building and went targeting Clicks in particular and went and stole perfumes. It seems as though, based on the conversation we had with Hawk's spokesperson, is that the perfumes that were stolen, or the merchandise that was stolen, was possibly set to be resold elsewhere, particularly in places like taxi ranks and so on. You will understand that there were 2 scenes today where arrests were made. The first one was the one on the R21 where there was a shootout and 3 people were fatally wounded and 2 others were rushed to the hospital. In another scene, almost near Mamelodi, to be exact, 4 more suspects were then arrested there and took the police to a nearby area where more merchandise was then discovered on the scene. There were also vehicles that were also discovered on the scene. It seems as though the 2 of the 3 vehicles which were discovered on the premises are believed to have been stolen. We understand that even the getaway vehicle that they were using, which was a VW SUV, a grey SUV, was also stolen, had been reported as stolen as early as January this year. We do understand that Clicks has yet to respond to questions, or rather to issue a statement regarding what has transpired here. But we did go inside and we saw that it's business as usual. Customers are walking in and out, but you can see inside that the suspects and the criminals really were targeting the perfume cabinet, cleaning it out and removing everything that was on the shelf there and leaving everything else in the shop, and obviously leaving here when until they were cornered by the police on the R21, seemingly on the way to Pretoria.
Valencia Mteto giving us an update from Brakpan on that shootout there. Thanks so much for that.
And finally, in our sports news, the Zambia under-20 men's national team has left for Abuja, where they are scheduled to play an international friendly match against Nigeria. Chisimbawe's charges left aboard Ethiopian Airlines yesterday. Zambia will play Nigeria on Friday before heading to Dakar, where they will entertain Senegal on February 7th in the second international friendly. A 23rd member squad will be beefed up with 2 foreign-based players in the final stages of preparations.
They're taking 4 teams, right? Yes. The top 4. Okay. So we cannot miss out of this 4. We've been the best in the region, and I believe that when we get there, we'll dominate. People are shaking wherever they may be. So first, qualify the World Cup, and then now we get the cup and bring it. That's what we're going there for. We did it in 2017, and there's no difference that we will make this time around. We'll just have to go. And when we go to the World Cup, that will be another story that we'll discuss again. We'll gather this Monday, God willing, to discuss and set goals for ourselves. So all I want to encourage you guys is we are seeing you easily like this, but I think you are carrying all our souls from here with you to Nigeria, all the way to Egypt.
First thing first, I said thank you so much to the Football Association of Zambia for arranging these international friendly games for us. these games are very important for us. I think if you see the way our group is, we have got 2 Western teams, and again the association have arranged these 2 international friendlies against Nigeria, against Senegal. I think these are the friendly games that will give us a true picture what we expect against Benin and against Gambia. I think again we have played so many local games. Now we need to shift to our international friendlies so that even the boys would have the feel what we are going to expect in Egypt. It will be a nice feeling for us. We need to acclimatize with the weather pattern, the weather condition, where we'll be playing from. I think those days that we're going to spend in Egypt again, we'll try by all means to see if we can even arrange maybe even one international friendly games.
We end the news this afternoon. Let's look at the top stories. Lusaka man bathing his 60-year-old bedridden mother. APP leader MWENYA charges that the UPND has become unpopular due to bad policies. In our international headlines, at least 3 suspected robbers killed following shootout with police in South Africa. Under 20 boys off to Abuja. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Louisia. Good afternoon.